Good morning everyone. My name is M. Shashank of class 9B. Today I am going to explain you about the permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are also called as non-dividing tissues. Now let me explain you why they are called as non-dividing tissues. As the name itself suggests that permanent, they are not changing or not dividing. How? As you have seen in the meristematic tissues, they are growing and dividing tissues. There is a lot of process that involves. So at the last stage or the final stage of the meristematic tissues, the tissues attain the maturity and they do not divide anymore. That is, the tissues do not divide anymore. They just differentiate into different parts, and the non-dividing parts are called as the permanent tissues. I think now you have understood how this happens. Now let us see what are the different types of the permanent tissues. Permanent tissues. The permanent tissue is mainly categorized into three types mainly. It is simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue, dermal tissue. What is a simple permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissue is nothing but it is, as the name itself suggests, that simple. It has a very simple structure and it is only made up of one type of cell. And complex permanent tissue. Complex permanent tissue, by the name itself you can say complex. That is, it involves many processes and it is made up of more than one type of cell. Then when we come to the dermal tissue, it is an outer covering of the plant tissue so that it will help in exchange of the gases. Now I'm going to tell you about in detail about the simple permanent tissue. Again, the simple permanent tissue is mainly categorized into three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and scalencyma. Parenchyma is also called as filler tissue. Then why it is called? Let us see. Then collenchyma is called as flexible and scalencyma is rigid and strength. Now let us see each of them in detail. Now I'm going to explain you about the parenchyma. So what is actually a parenchyma? This parenchyma is usually present in throughout the plant, and these are also called as filler tissues. Why they are called as filler tissues? Because they fill the space between each other tissues and they have a very thin outer covering so that it makes them very soft. As I told you, parenchyma is also called as filler tissue. You might think that they are not very important in this plant, but yes, they are very important. Depending upon the place they are present, they act differently. It means they have a very specific functions depending upon the place where they are in. Now let us take the examples of few and understand this. Now let's take the first example as in a plant. If we take the example as in the leaf, they contain the chloroplasts. These chloroplasts help in the process of photosynthesis. So parenchyma cells in green plants can take part in photosynthesis. So they are called as chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma is derived from chloroplast plus parenchyma. So by this we can say that parenchyma also helps in the process of photosynthesis. Now if we take the example in fruits and vegetables, they usually contain sugar and starch. And the parenchyma helps to store these fruit sugar and starch products. And this process is called as storage parenchyma. Now I'm going to explain you about the parenchyma in floating bodies. If we take the example as a lotus, it contains a large intercellular spaces which are filled with air. That's the reason they are called as aerenchyma. Aerenchyma is nothing but air plus parenchyma is called as aerenchyma. Now I think you have understood how the parenchyma acts differently depending upon the place where they are present. Collenchyma. What are actually these collenchyma? Collenchyma are very flexible and provides mechanical support. How does this provide the mechanical support? Now let us see. If you take the example as a plant, it is the roots which protects the plant, which is the roots which will make the plant be strong in any situation, like during a heavy wind, during a very heavy rains or something like that. So This collenchyma helps in the process of flexibility and it provides the mechanical support to the plant. These collenchyma are present in the stalk of the leaves and the flowers of the trees or plants. As you can see in the picture, these collenchyma are elongated, thickened, irregular, and these are living things. Corners are unevenly thickened and cells are quite elongated. Now I'm going to explain you about the scalenchyma. These scalenchyma are very different from those you have seen from the parenchyma and the collenchyma. These scalenchyma are made up of dead cells. When compared to the parenchyma and collenchyma, they are made up of living cells. But these are made up of dead cells. And these scalenchyma have a very thick wall, outer covering wall. And they have a very thickly, that is a heavily thicked secondary cell. And these scalenchyma cells are long, narrow, lignified, and they are dead. And these are also having a very specific functions depending upon the type of the place where they are present. Because they have a very thick wall, they are usually used to protect the tissues. Now let us take few examples and understand this. If you see in the examples of the hard shell nuts or the husk of the coconut, the outer surface is very hard. And this surface is made up of purely, that is, scalenchyma. So the surface of the hard shells of nuts and the husk of coconut are made up of scalenchyma. Now let us sum up all the things what we have learned from the beginning. That is about the simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is mainly categorized into three types. Before that, let us know what is a simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue is nothing but it is made up of only one type of cell and it has a very simple structure. It is mainly categorized into three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and scalenchyma. Parenchyma are living, collenchyma are also living and scalenchyma are dead. Parenchyma have a very thin outer covering, whereas collenchyma has a hard outer covering, that is a very thick outer covering, and scalenchyma have a very thick, hard outer covering walled due to the lignin deposition. Parenchyma cells are oval, spherical or polygonal in shape. The cells are elongated and thickened at the corners in collenchyma. In scalenchyma, the cells are long and narrow. There is a large intercellular space between the cells in the parenchyma and it is also called as filler tissue. And it has a very specific function depending on where it is present, depending on a place where it is present. Collenchyma helps in the flexibility and it helps to be strong. Scalenchyma helps in protecting the substance wherein it is present, like the example of the coconut shell and etc. In collenchyma, there is a very little intercellular space, and in scalenchyma, there is no little intercellular space. You can observe the pictures that are given here, and there is a small activity for you all. So please see the activity. Simple and easy activity on simple permanent tissues. You have to take a cucurbita stem and cut it into small pieces. Now take a glass slide and take a few pieces of the cucurbita stem and keep it on the glass slide. Now take a few drops of saffron, that is one drop, and pour it on the glass slide. Then cover it with the cover slip. Then if you observe it on the microscope, you can see all the parts, that is the parenchyma, collenchyma, scalenchyma, chlorenchyma and etc. So this is a small activity which you can usually observe in the lab and etc. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.